The ideas that gave birth to our nation are the ideas that our nation is resistant to right now, and we should talk about that all the time.
In a world where narratives are shaped by corporations and gatekeepers, independent voices matter more than ever. Badlands Media brings together citizen journalists, researchers, and independent thinkers.
The truth is triggering.
Question the narrative. Explore the facts.
It's authenticity, courage, resilience.
Search for the truth others won't.
It's not about being first or being right.
The information war is changing.
It's about being authentic.
Embrace the friction.
Embrace the friction.
Shut the f*** up.
Authentically antagonizing. Join the movement.
I'm going to say how I feel.
Follow Badlands Media.
This is about the future.
The Badlands. What are the Badlands? Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
One hero, one mission, to deliver softness to America.
No, Chi-Chi, we can't stop for snacks, dude. We have to deliver all of these soft disclosure gift cards.
He goes by Zach Payne.
The motion detector.
Hey, stop fighting over the beer brush.
Life finds a way.
Hydrate your elbows, moisturize your soul. Feel the rhythm together. You feel alive and let the lotion roll. Soft disclosure, hear the cry. Maximum softness, do or die.
Muffin, hit it.
Welcome, everybody. Another episode of MAHA News here on Friday, July 17th. Joined by my new babyface co-host, Nate. What's up, man?
Hey, man. Glad to be here. Yeah, the caterpillar that was resting on my upper lip just one night crawled away. And my wife seems pretty happy about that. Not going to lie.
Well,
Don't think she wasn't a fan of the caterpillar.
That's good. Hey, man, right before we were recording, you were telling me about how you took some info about your genetics and used AI to kind of help you understand it better. So I want you to talk about that real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So it was about 6-8 years ago. I was learning a lot about like genetic mutations. I was pretty interested in that and how it impacted us. And so I sent off samples. I think it was to Ancestry. I used, fake name and email and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, they still get your credit card info. So I don't know if you can completely anonymize yourself, but I tried. Anyway, so I had all this raw data because they send you back. Basically, it's like a file of almost, it looks like binary, and it's just all of your genes, and it displays, basically how they're turned on, how they're turned off, and how like your genetic profile. And so it just hit me today. I was driving home from dropping my son off at soccer practice, and I was like, I should run that through AI and have it create a brief for me. So I gave AI all of the information, and I just asked it, these things are important to me. So focus on cognition, energy, hormone optimization, and create a brief for me based on optimizing all these things at my current age. And I let it run wild. And about 15 minutes later, it created a whole entire Word document that was really in depth, a lot more than what I was looking for. I was looking for a little more plain English. But I just read through it about 30 minutes before you and I jumped on. And there was a number of things that were counterintuitive to me. So in the past, I wouldn't say I've always, but I've had success with like intermittent fasting, and focusing on less carbohydrates, more heavy fats, reducing inflammation. I feel great when I do that, when I'm feeding myself enough protein. And this confirms something because it said calorie deficits for my genetic profile basically are not optimal, as it raises my cortisol, which will suppress, like optimal hormones like testosterone. And so it's just like a number of things like that it kind of lines up. And so I just thought it was really interesting that we have a tool now that can dive into your genetic profile, give you a report based on that, and we'll see how it helps. I'm gonna implement some of it and do a little more research, but it was pretty fascinating.
Cool, man. Is there any other kind of, just quickly, if you could speak to it, any other kind of suggestions it gave you, and what was the reasoning behind it? I'm super interested in this, but I've never sent off any of my data to the 23andMe or Ancestry company, so I would do it if I had that data. But I'm just curious of, or maybe next week, if you're open to it, you could share at least some of the brief on stream as to sort of how AI is helping you out. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe next week, because what I can do is I can kind of curate it. I'll pull it into a thing, but we can kind of go through it just so you guys can get a glimpse as to what it was. But I mean, like, we're talking, I think it was $120 to send off and get that information back, which is probably like one of the most in-depth lab results that you're ever going to get, because it literally stays with you your entire life. And then using AI because it not only does it look at individual genes, but it looks at groups of complex ones and then pulls that together to create like a direction. So one thing, I'll just jump into one thing here.
Yeah, well, you're looking for that. I'm just thinking of any other medical information I have on myself. Like, I think I have a spinal X-ray. It's a little old. It might be about 10 years old, that I had taken back when I worked at a chiropractic clinic. So he just did a free screening on me, and I might have that X-ray somewhere. But I'm thinking what else I can plug into AI. I would really like to get, because we were talking a week or two ago about a new MRI technology coming out that does a full body scan in like 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And utilizes AI to assess it and analyze it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. But I'm just thinking of any other medical data I have on myself. I don't think I have too much. Haven't really been to a doctor in like 15 years. So, but that, I mean, the whole nature of AI, it's just a tool. You can use AI to help you or hurt you. And people are doing a lot of both right now, but there's a lot of fear around AI, which is understandable. Just depends on who's in control of it and who's programming it. But you can really use AI for incredible stuff. And in the health space, you could very quickly have AI help build a diet for you, or a workout plan for you, or help address things that, a lot of people are putting their medical info into AI, and the AI is finding things that their standard medical doctor completely missed.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's any type of labs that you get back for blood work, all that stuff can be ran through. And especially if you have if you kind of build a profile for yourself, you start with the foundational info of your genetic profile, and then you start putting blood work and that sort of thing in there. I would imagine that some of the results that you could get back could be extremely helpful. I saw, just regards, you were talking about the X-ray, I saw something recently where somebody was uploading, it was an X-ray of something, I can't remember specifically what it was, but they just uploaded it into, I think it was Chat GPT, and said, hey, describe what you see in this image. And Chat GPT just totally bonked it and totally messed it up. And so I would say it's probably important, like, if we're going to use tools like that, especially for AI isn't, I don't think, on point for visual recognition. So I would imagine that we can't rely on AI to be able to accurately decode an X-ray unless it has the tools needed to look at that X-ray like on a deeper level than just trying to look at the pixels. So like the technology that you and I were talking about, the full body MRI, like it probably utilizes a lot of tools that aren't available to, say, ChatGPT. So,
yeah, they have special programs that they're running that information through, and by no means is it a replacement for, say, an orthopedic surgeon or a physical therapist or anything like that, but it's just another tool to maybe help see what might have been missed. And
definitely.
So, cool chat, man. Well, let's go ahead and get into some of today's topics. We're going to start off here with psychedelic research. I absolutely love that RFK Jr. is going to town and with bringing psychedelic therapy into a public space and getting it spearheaded within government. We've never seen any kind of administration open it up and allow this. So it's fantastic that Trump's doing it. Trump's basically just given RFK Jr. the green light to go to town with it. And they're using the veterans angle to help sort of wean the public onto it and gain acceptance for it, which is the most reasonable thing to do and a great angle to get it into the public. But of course, not just veterans, many other people could benefit, in my opinion, with psychedelics for healing PTSD, depression, addiction. RFK joined the Secretary of Veteran Affairs, Doug Collins, to launch a landmark partnership between HHS and Department of Veteran Affairs to accelerate research into psychedelic therapies for veterans. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
All we've gotten up until this administration is drugs are bad. Okay. Yeah. And so, the door has opened, and where it goes, nobody knows.
Now, let us evolve this conversation into talking about warnings, I guess we could say, or ways that this could become negative, things to be aware of. First off, one thing I am worried about is the pharmaceutical industry sort of trying to patent or gain a monopolization over psychedelic therapies. We have Eli Lilly here just today. We're pre-recording this, so you guys watching it live yesterday. Eli Lilly buying psychedelics maker Beckley for almost $3 billion as experimental treatments gain traction. So let's see. The deal gives Eli Lilly access to experimental drugs based off DMT and MDMA. I've never heard of Beckley before, but it looks like it's DMT-based compounds. Beckley's lead drug, they're calling it BPL-003, is related to dimethyltryptamine. It's a nasal spray administered in a clinic where patients are monitored for 2 hours. Initial phase 3 trials are expected in about 3 years. So I'm just wary of course, the pharma industry gaining control, and then at a federal level, the DEA, nothing's ever decriminalized. It's still a felony if you go out and pick some mushrooms in the woods and carry them on your person. And you can only go to your doctor to get these pharmaceutical psychedelics. You have to do them in a clinic, and the whole thing's still monopolized and controlled in that way.
I mean, if Eli Lilly is willing to put $3 billion down right now before we've even seen any sort of legalization, I think that's a pretty strong signal of what to expect over the next couple of years as far as legalization, or at least a pharmaceutical treatment.
Yeah, it sounds like they're setting the foundation. They know where it's going to evolve and go. Yeah. It's going to be a big sort of industry, which I am okay. I do like the idea of it being ran in clinical settings where things, can be safer that way. And maybe we'll get to a point where even insurance will be able to cover psychedelic treatments for people who have the insurance. So
that's hard to wrap my head around.
Yeah, it is hard to wrap your head around. So there are good things with, say, government regulation and or healthcare industry getting involved with this, right? Like, I'm okay with it. But if they still, like I said, keep these things as Schedule I drug if you want to go do them yourself, and force you to go into, allopathic mainstream medical system to use psychedelics, then that'd be a problem to me. I hope at least there's a rescheduling of, psilocybin.
Yeah.
Just like Trump rescheduled marijuana from 1 to 3. Let's do the same thing with psilocybin. I'm cool with that.
Didn't they do something with CBD and THC? They made a synthetic version, and because there was a synthetic version that was created by the pharmaceutical companies, they were able to lock down any future research. I don't quite understand how that worked.
It sounds like that's what happened. It rings a bell in my head, but I don't know the finer details of what you're talking about.
Okay.
Here's the Wall Street Journal a couple of days ago running a piece on the race to commercialize the world's most powerful psychedelic, DMT. So it's something to be mindful of. Commercialization of it.
What would happen? I mean, like, have you listened to some of the guy, Sean Ryan, the podcast Sean Ryan, that I just interviewed somebody that was discussing DMT and its implications. I've never done DMT. I'm interested in learning more about it. It's definitely a really fascinating subject as to what people experience, and the fact that there is symmetry, I guess, for lack of a better term, that people experience. Like they encounter similar beings in these experiences. I'm just wondering what would happen to society if DMT use, if that experience was universal, if 50% of the world's population tried it.
Damn good point. I have some thoughts on that. Did you ever watch DMT, the Spirit Molecule?
Yes, that fascinating show.
I remember we brought it up a month or two ago on a stream, but I didn't remember if you had seen it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the question, I'm wary of that, it becoming so, I guess, accepted, but people aren't using it responsibly. Like, they don't have a mature outlook on it. Similarly to marijuana, right? I think cannabis is a powerful tool, and it can be a good thing for somebody. It can be used as a medicine, but pot culture, people's use of marijuana is a crutch. It's an escape. They're not using it as a positive medicine. They're destroying themselves with it. And it's becoming just so, like, the culture around it is hot trash, in my opinion. So I'm worried about that same thing coming along with DMT and psilocybin and all these other psychedelics.
I guess it would be interesting to see. So if I were to try to project forward, say 3 years, and psychedelics have become pharmaceutically available and available to people who say meet a certain clause, I would assume that it wouldn't be like doing, like a heroic dose, Terrence McKenna, 5 grams in silent darkness. It would probably be more available as either in a clinical trial or a clinical setting, or a micro-dosed version that you probably barely would even recognize. Yeah. So I just wonder I've never seen DMT fill the void of, I've never seen it as a treatment for depression or, issues in life. I always thought DMT was just more of like a journey to see the other side, while things like psilocybin, certain forms of LSD were more of the treatment side. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, man. DMT absolutely could be treatment. I would say something like DMT is probably more of a treatment than even psilocybin or LSD. It's kind of like strength levels. Like in terms of psychedelics, I would put psilocybin as like the lowest.
Okay.
And then maybe LSD, next level up. DMT's the strongest somebody could go. I've never had any desire, and I don't have a desire to do straight DMT. And I wouldn't recommend DMT to most people looking to kind of treat their own depression with psychedelics.
Mm-hmm.
It's just way too strong. But if like, for instance, a veteran has massive, terrible PTSD,
Mm-hmm.
or people out there who've suffered serious abuse, they have serious traumas they're trying to overcome, then maybe DMT would be, in my opinion, a good route to go. But I would suggest experimenting with the lower ones first, just to get like a sense of what it's like, and then you can go for something stronger. My own experience with psychedelics, I've only ever done psilocybin quite a few times, and I microdosed LSD once.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the strongest I've never had a desire to do anything stronger than that. And it's worked great. It's worked great for me. But again, it's just, there's a lot. It's a huge conversation with a lot of nuance. We could do many episodes on it, which maybe we should, but there's things to be aware of with it. I did ayahuasca once too, but it really didn't do much for me.
I see. Yeah. I wonder too, it seems like, and we've covered this a number of times on the show, seems like ibogaine is really playing a significant role for veterans as well. And I would assume the pharmaceutical companies, they're only going to go after things that they can patent, and restrict. So they have to isolate a chemical.
Yeah. To be able to patent it. So they'll take these plants, whether it's ibogaine, the mushrooms, San Pedro, maybe ayahuasca. They'll take these plants and they'll try to synthesize a specific chemical, patent that, which I don't know if I like the idea of either, because oftentimes in nature, when you have an herb that, it's not just the one chemical doing a job, but there's a lot of other chemicals that help to antagonize, like there's a synergistic effect of all the compounds within the herb together. And when you chemically isolate, it's not as, I don't want to say it's not as effective, but you can get more of the negative effects from it.
Yeah, so, 1,000%. A lot of times those things work to balance out the effects.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like full spectrum cannabis oil versus an isolate version. The effects are wildly different.
So for me, I'm always going to stick with as God intended. I'd much rather just take if I'm going to do psilocybin, I'm going to take the full spectrum extract, if you will, if we're going to use an analogy to CBD. Full spectrum extract, or sure, I might try a chocolate or some honey, but I'm going to make sure it's not an isolated chemical in that. I want the full shroom.
Yeah.
So and in the wellness bit, so we've been talking about, I guess half this show is going to be psychedelics, but that's cool. We've been talking about issues within the pharmaceutical industry, which there's things to be aware of with pharma, mainstream medicine, and how they treat psychedelics. But in the wellness space, there's things to be aware of with people going off on their own and doing, ceremonies led by a shaman and trying psychedelics on their own accord. Here in Florida, a doctor has been charged with manslaughter after a woman died during one of his psychedelic retreats in Miami Beach. And this woman apparently paid $2,000. She signed a waiver to go to this guy's home in Miami. And she did a 3-day retreat with MDMA and ketamine. And apparently it was like a new agey kind of guy. I guess this is the guy here. Is he actually a doctor?
Dude, if you there's
You're
a
like, doctor, he might be.
There's an interview. He doesn't even sound like he's sure that he's a doctor.
Okay, well, we'll look at that video in a sec. I have it teed up here. I'm just getting the
Yeah.
deets of the story.
I don't know if he is a doctor.
Sounds like a new agey connect with your higher self retreat. She paid $2,000, went to his home for 3 days, her and other people, and she was found unresponsive inside a rooftop sauna at the home. Examiner determined the cause of death to be dehydration resulting from the combination of MDMA and ketamine combined with prolonged heat exposure inside the sauna. And then they're also in freaking southern Florida too. So,
yeah,
you know, you want to be careful. I get that pharma sucks, but there are a lot of scams within the wellness industry too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's tons of influencers, whether they're coming out with shitty supplements or doing these wellness retreats or whatever it is, they're capitalizing on people waking up to big pharma, and they're pushing their own fear porn based rage bait or garbage products to try to grift money. And it's like, I love to see the wellness industry and holistic natural healing industry grow, but you're always, you know, human nature. You're always going to have some grifters try to capitalize on that or do dangerous things. But the problem is they become bad examples for mainstream medicine and the trust the science people to then trash the whole industry.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So people are going to be trashing all psychedelics because of this dumbass and her getting naively used.
Yeah.
So it's sad.
If I just want to throw something in there. So I was at a Robert Kiyosaki Rich Dad Poor Dad event where they bring together a bunch, you know, it's usually typically people interested in business, entrepreneurship, blah, blah, blah. So it was during a big lunch meeting during this thing. And there was a gal sitting across from me. She was, you know, about my age. And she was talking about how somehow she had some money and she was able to set up a retreat on an island somewhere where they were doing ceremonies like this. And I will say that what she portrayed was like the new agey, you know, the stereotypical new age, I am awakened and my ego is gone and blah, blah, blah. From what I picked up talking to her, she was 100% in it just for the money.
Oh yeah.
100%. And so like this guy getting $2,000 a person.
$2,000 is wild. And is this the house?
Is it? I don't know.
I'm going to play this interview in a sec, but
okay.
You know, when I did all the times I've ever done psychedelics, the psilocybin and the LSD, I just did on my own, you know, but I was really careful. The first few times I ever did psilocybin, I started with very small doses, worked my way up, made sure that, you know, I like cleared my schedule for the day, made sure I had food, water. I didn't have to drive anywhere. I just made sure I was safe and good and solid. Right. And let a friend know like, hey, I'm going to be doing this. If I need you, I'll let you know. But set and setting, as they call it. Make sure you're setting your setting. Your mind's right. You're healthy. You're, you know, drinking enough water. Like, so to make sure the experience goes well. And I've always had good experiences, except one on psilocybin, but that was my fault for being dehydrated and all that. When I did ayahuasca, it was in a yurt in Northern California, and it was one of these kinds of ceremonies. I definitely didn't pay $2,000. I think I only paid like $100 or $200. but it's about 10 people maybe. And the woman, the shaman lady, comes in, pours the ayahuasca for everybody. But it was very safe. Weather was fine. We were in a yurt. There were people there who weren't going through the experience, and the shaman lady didn't take any either. So there were people there to care for us if something went south, but it was very safe.
Mm-hmm.
In this event, doing it in Florida and being in a sauna
Mm-hmm.
and combining MDMA and ketamine, I would never combine psychedelics. And ketamine isn't technically a psychedelic, but combining them, that's bad.
Yeah. And it was all under the direction of a quote unquote doctor who was probably high off his gourd when he came up with the concoction.
All right, should we play this video now?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
More than a year since a woman was found dead inside of a sauna at a Miami Beach wellness house. Well, now the doctor accused of giving her a cocktail of drugs marketed as a treatment to relax the brain and to heal the heart is facing criminal charges. Grayson Colon is in court with why prosecutors say the so-called heart protocol turned deadly.
In this lifetime, my name is Samuel Lee. I guess I'm a board-certified psychiatrist and neurologist.
This is hold on.
Yeah.
In this lifetime, my name is whatever. I guess I'm a board certified. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah. He's got the nasal strip on.
Poor woman.
Uh-huh.
She just got so naively used by a dude. She probably never met this guy before. She probably came across like an advertisement of his on somewhere. Didn't know anything about him. Just said, okay, I'll do it.
Yep.
Oh, dude, this is so sad.
It really is.
Samuel Lee, a medical doctor certified by the American Board of Psychiatry and Neurology.
Went to the Amazon, worked with some plants down there, ayahuasca, spent time with each plant, learning until the plants told me you're done.
But prosecutors say Lee used those alternative healing practices to orchestrate a so-called heart protocol ceremony that ended in the death of South Florida resident Tina Sodhi, seen here in an obituary video. Police say Sodhi was found dead inside an infrared sauna at Sabia Wellness House, a holistic wellness retreat in Miami Beach. Investigators say Lee was performing CPR when officers arrived, but those efforts were unsuccessful.
Pull up in the Maserati.
Records show Dr. Lee gave the woman a mixture composed of illicit controlled substances such as ketamine, MDMA, and DMT.
All of it, not just MDMA and ketamine, but DMT too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Psychedelic. Sodhi was also told to sign this waiver of liability.
This is a overdose case where he has provided drugs to a number of individuals, and our victim is obviously the person who is now deceased from this.
The so-called sacred sacrament was supposed to relax the brain and be medicine for the heart, but instead it took a woman's life. Records show the medical examiner ruled the mixture, along with the sauna and the parasite cleanser Lee ordered her to take, was a deadly dehydration combination.
Okay, he didn't. Even if he ordered her, like, she still could have said no.
Mm-hmm.
I think this guy, like, he probably should be in jail for this. But ordered her to take. The news also said it was the cocktail that killed her. I don't think it was the cocktail, even though I would never do all those at once. Sounds like a bad idea. It was probably her in the sauna. It was probably pure dehydration. Mm-hmm. And I would not go into a sauna after doing any kind of, like, if I were to do a heavier dose of a psychedelic, I wouldn't go into a sauna. Because your temporal awareness kind of goes out of time. So you don't know, you might not feel how long you're really in there and get super dehydrated. That just sounds like a very stupid thing to do.
Yeah, and like I just judging from that guy's character from what we've seen, like I could see him taking part in the protocol as well and forgetting that she was in the sauna.
Yeah, 100%. Even with a waiver, it's still pure negligence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, manslaughter at least. So,
but I think to bring up something you said earlier is that, this dumbass, for lack of a better term, stuff like this is going to, it works directly in opposition to what RFK is trying to do. And that's to, bring awareness and actual healing to people who need it. All it takes is one bad apple to, screw up, I guess, the public view.
And maybe the reason that NBC and like major news outlets are jumping on this is because of RFK's push for psychedelics.
Yeah.
So they're purposely reporting
Entirely
on this now
possible.
to attack to undermine the whole agenda of psychedelic for healing, using the people who are very naive, irresponsible, the users and abusers of it. Again, one bad apple trying to spoil the bunch. So,
like, I would say this: if any of you are looking to go to a retreat, if the person conducting the retreat resembles this guy in any way, keep your money. You want to look for people who present themselves well, because they do exist. Like, there are normal people who will assist with these types of things.
Honestly, I would love to do these kinds of retreats.
Yeah.
Huh, that's an idea.
It's possible.
Legal and safe, but it'd be fun.
You're getting kind of misty-eyed, Jordan. I think we found the future.
I have quite a bit of experience with psilocybin, at least, but
yes.
I'm very passionate about it because of how it's helped me. But I really want people to do it, like, become aware of what they're getting into, do it responsibly, and just not, you're trying to heal yourself, not harm yourself. So,
yep, 100%.
Hey there, Earthlings. I'm here on the streets of New York to tell you about something that's literally out of this world. Traveling between dimensions really takes it out of you, but I've found the perfect solution. My Shroom Vibe can now be your Shroom Vibe. Elevate your frequency. Get microdose capsules, gummies, and chocolate bars at myshroomvibe.com. Use code BADLANDS for 10% off your order. Trust me, galaxy hopping demands balance, and ours comes from Mother Nature. Organic, not synthetic. It's the real deal. Psy Lee, if you know what I mean. Check it out. Your frequency will thank you. Visit myshroomvibe.com. Organic goodness, not synthetic. Use code BADLANDS.
Make self-care great again this summer with All Good by Jessica Storm. Head outside with All Good's Bug Out Balm, full of citronella, eucalyptus, and lavender oils to naturally repel the critters, and tallow sunscreen with non-nano zinc oxide for natural sun protection. No mystery ingredients like in so many commercial products, just 100% clean organic ingredients with a purpose. And if the sun has your hair feeling a little dry, show it some extra love with the Tallow Hair Mask, a customer favorite for softer, healthier hair after just one use. Everything is handcrafted in small batches by Jessica in Florida, with quality and simplicity at the heart of it all. Head over to badlandsmedia.tv/allgood and use code BADLANDS to discount your entire purchase and support the creators at Badlands Media. That's badlandsmedia.tv/allgood. Let's get into our next subjects here. RFK on his carnivore diet with ferments. Steak and yogurt for breakfast, meat and sauerkraut, kimchi for the rest. So not completely carnivore, but mostly carnivore.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of fat. RFK has been very big on more protein, eat whole foods. Let's talk about this attempt to attack RFK's high protein pitch from Wired. So this is actually about a 3-month-old article, but it's going viral over the past couple of days. A senior writer at Wired decided to eat nothing but high protein. He was determined to prove RFK Jr. wrong, and then he says because of the diet, he actually threw up and claimed RFK Jr. is giving bad health advice. This is the article. Miles Klee is the dude that wrote it. Came out a few months ago. I took RFK Jr.'s advice and ate nothing but high-protein foods for a week. And you notice the image for this article is steak. But then when you read this, what did he actually eat, Nate?
Nutter butter protein powders and protein popsicles. I don't know.
Literally, he ate a Nutter butter flavored whey protein powder.
Yeah, made by Ghost. I mean, like, I guess I don't know much about Ghost, but they seem
Ghost
to be
is a trash company. They're trash.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find what else he ate here.
I remember seeing something about a cereal.
Man cereal.
Yeah.
He bought it because it had added protein in it. So he ate Nutter butter flavored protein cereal that had added protein. He picked up a box of protein boosted brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts and a package of Kodiak Cakes protein packed French toast sticks.
Oh my God. This guy's a
Bro.
fruitcake. A protein eating fruitcake.
What else did he eat? He went to Starbucks and got a vanilla protein latte. And then he went to Dunkin' Donuts and got a fruit-flavored protein refresher.
Did he miss the part where RFK says, eat real food? Or does he just not get it? It has to be spelled out. Protein soda? You see that?
He went to Chipotle and bought a protein cup. He went to Subway and got protein pockets. He went to Jack in the Box and got their chicken fajita bowl. Oh my God. I want to see what this guy looks like. He's got to be one of the dumbest dumb guys ever. Oh yeah. He doesn't look like the smartest tool in the shed.
No.
Doesn't look like he ate much protein either. He did it for a day. It's mind-blowing, man. Moral of the story, added protein and all these processed foods is a complete marketing gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still trash, even if it has added protein.
Yeah. Yeah. Stick with the real stuff.
Sardines, bro. Sardines, eggs, ground beef.
You gotta throw in an avocado every now and then.
Oh, yeah. I definitely eat fruit and avocados and juice my veg and stuff. I'm just thinking of the main sources of protein in my diet.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, I eat a lot of pumpkin seeds, and that's not really huge on protein. I'm just thinking meats, but yeah, sardines, eggs, ground beef. That's pretty much it for me.
Was it pumpkin seeds that had higher selenium, or was that something else?
Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts. That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Pumpkin seeds are real high in zinc and magnesium and all that good stuff. But I probably get 10 grams of protein a day from nuts and seeds, but pretty darn easy to get 80 to 100 grams of protein from half a pound of ground beef, 3 or 4 eggs, 1 or 2 cans of sardines, and getting over 100 grams of protein pretty easy. I'm not much of a chicken guy. I used to eat a lot of chicken and turkey, but kind of chicken.
Yeah, I mean, I would take red meat over chicken and turkey any day if I had the choice.
It's leaner. I mean, if you're trying to get in shape for bikini season, you could do your turkey and stuff, but it's just
yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the poop lettuce. Poopy water.
How do you Cyclospora?
Cyclospora, yeah. Was it? We were covering this a couple weeks ago and going through that article of the lady they were doing a feature on, and what did she say? Like, she was getting farts that were the worst ever, and poopy something or other, and I was just dying.
Yeah. Highly irregular farts.
Yeah. So the CDC, I guess, is investigating multi-state outbreak of some parasite. Did they say where it's come from yet?
I've heard speculation that Taco Bell is to blame. So apparently they're buying it from somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, I mean,
who knows?
Diarrhea related. Yeah, probably Taco Bell.
Yeah, right. Toxic hell. That's what.
Okay, some parasites going around, giving people watery diarrhea.
Wait, is there
weight loss?
Is there another type of diarrhea?
What's healthier for you? Ozempic for weight loss or Cyclospora? Are people going to be out there trying to eat Taco Bell lettuce just so they can get this parasite, lose some weight?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe this is the result of all the GLP-1s and the water supply. It's in the water, man. Don't
Turning the
water.
frogs skinny. So I just wanted to highlight our boy Nick Holscher over here. Apparently, he did some search. A recent study found that curcumin terminates the explosive diarrhea parasite.
A recent study found that curcumin, the main bioactive pigment in turmeric, was able to effectively terminate Cyclospora parasites. They infected mice with Cyclospora, and it reduced the parasite shedding by 93%. And then they even tested nanocurcumin. It reduced the parasite shedding by 97%, and there was no detectable parasites under the microscope. It appeared to have effectively eliminated them.
Pretty cool.
Wow. Dude.
God gave us all the compounds, all the healing we needed, as long as we know what to do with it. But a little bit of a shameless plug here. Guess who's got curcumin? Straight curcumin too. This isn't some weak turmeric powder that you need to take black pepper with to get the full effect of it. This is straight protein bonded curcumin, so you can absorb it super easily. And I got a new website for Conscious Strength.
Is it up?
It's up, man. This is it.
Yeah.
In all of its WordPress glory. So the tons of features on it. It's really easy to use, looks good, super clean. And if any of you guys would like to go check out the new site, I'll put it in the description below. I also have creatine now. Yeah, where'd it go? Hold on, this site's moving.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. The creatine monohydrate is in.
Yes.
Go check that out. And then the curcumin's on there too. And if any of you guys, of course, Badlands fam out there, you can use code Badlands and you'll get an extra 10% off. Did I write that right? Code Badlands. Now it's your turn. If I get the opportunity, you have to too, man. Tell us about Flowblend. What's new?
I guess I'll just say this is that if you have been using nicotine, especially nicotine pouches, and you have to pop one every 37 minutes, that is not freedom. And that's not the way that nicotine is beneficial. That's an addiction. So if you are looking to cut that addiction and regain the willpower, because every time you throw in a pouch, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. You are cutting willpower. So if you're looking to cut that addiction, I recommend trying out the Clutch pouches. That's what we made them for. We've helped hundreds, if not thousands of guys quit nicotine with them. Start with Clutch, and every time you get the urge, throw one in. And then the Spear works to help stabilize mood and focus for that first week when you are struggling with, brain fog and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, check it out.
I'm not anti-nicotine, but I think a lot of guys are doing way too much. A lot of people, some women too, just doing way too much nicotine.
Yeah, I was just talking to a guy this morning. He's like, I used to chew tobacco, and then he went to nicotine pouches, and he says, I'm only doing the 3 milligram, but he's like, I'm literally doing just one right after the other. Like there isn't a time where I don't have one in my mouth, and his sleep's all jacked up. So he's trying to quit. That's why he reached out. So.
Cool, sweet man. All right, brother. Let us move on. Oh,
I can't help but wonder with that curcumin, if it has an impact on that, I can't remember the cyclosporosis or whatever it is. Like, I just wonder if there are other gut issues that people face that curcumin could be beneficial for.
Oh, I'm sure. So. Yeah, I'm sure. Check that into it with some PubMed articles or something, but maybe candida, other parasites. It's a super potent spice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of things I'm sure it can help with. What's your Badlands code for Flowblend, by the way?
Oh yeah, just Badlands, same as yours.
Badlands.
Yep. And I think it's 20% off.
Cool. All right, man. Let's move on to finish up the show. We'll kind of bounce around some topics here, rapid fire for the last few minutes. Our new CDC director just said that she does believe mRNA tech is safe and effective.
Yeah.
This is she was just nominated, right? She hasn't been confirmed yet.
It sounds to me like she was confirmed.
She was confirmed? Okay. Well, I don't know.
I do believe that mRNA.
You're all welcome over afterwards. Yeah.
I do believe that mRNA technology is safe and effective.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I do believe that.
All right. Whether she's just saying that to get confirmed or whatever the case, we'll see.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Grok is saying that we do not have a confirmed CDC director. So now I'm confused.
Yeah, I thought these are just like hearings to get her confirmed. I think she was just nominated. I don't think she's been confirmed yet.
Well, that's what I get for making assumptions.
In the U.S. House just passed legislation to abolish seasonal time changes, making daylight savings time permanent. The bill now goes to the Senate, supported by Trump. So next year we might not be having to deal with clock changes.
Yeah. And of course, everybody is this like split down the middle for people supporting and not supporting it.
Yeah, if daylight savings time becomes permanent, here's your new January 15th sunrise and sunset times. So up in the Northwest here, we're looking at like 9 a.m. for a sunrise and 6 p.m. for a sunset. That's fine. I would rather have it lighter later.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
Just because I try to work my sleep cycles around sunrise, sunset. So be in tune with the circadian as it's supposed to be. And I start getting tired when the sun goes down. So if the sun can go down later, then I'll go to bed later.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's nice, if you're working an 8 to 5 to come home and have a little bit of time of sunlight still, like during the wintertime before it's a bummer. You get home and it's dark out.
Yeah. You're not driving home in traffic and watching the sunset at 4:30 or 5.
Yeah.
Oh man, when I lived in Washington, it was miserable. Because sunset would be at like 4:45 p.m.
Yeah.
And I would just start getting tired. I went through some phases where I'd go to bed at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. And it was rough. I mean, I got plenty of sleep. It was just the schedule of it was.
Yeah. I believe it. Oh, it'll be interesting. I mean, so we're still waiting on the Senate to pass that. It sounds like it's mixed, but Trump supports it. So what do you think? Maybe a 50-50 chance that we see it?
Yeah, we probably will. RFK Jr. just canceled mass amounts of federal funding grants to Planned Parenthood and other organizations because they pushed sexually explicit content on children.
Boom.
Cool.
Yeah. Right on.
Good news of that one. Florida's Attorney General announces subpoenas for General Mills and Pillsbury over their use of potassium bromate, a chemical linked to cancer, DNA damage, and even possible hearing loss. Florida's AG says there's been sufficient evidence that ties potassium bromate to a ton of issues. It's genotoxic. It's been linked to DNA damage. And why are we putting it in our food, and especially our kids' food?
Something interesting is General Mills has just issued a Class 2 recall for their Kaiser roll dough due to possible glass fragments.
Great.
So that's 19 states right now.
Well, glad I don't buy that, but if you do, be careful.
Yep.
This MRI study on young kids just exposed something terrifying. They scanned the brains of 60 children aged 3 to 5 including a 5-year-old named Rose, and found interactive screen time is causing measurable loss of white matter in their developing brains. Even just 2 hours a day is linked to impaired neural connectivity, language, and literacy development. So, you be effing careful with those screens. At least, I mean, like babies that young, that is terrifying.
Yep.
Oh, especially, is this that Rachel chick?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's like a big time makes kids content on YouTube, and she's a raging lefty, trying to work like gender ideology and anti-ICE, immigration good, open borders good. She works a lot of liberal shit into her kids' content.
I bet.
So it's not just the screen time screwing up the brains, but also what kind of ideologies are getting worked into the YouTube videos they're binging.
Yep. And, you know, something I saw too is that it's not just the content that they're watching, but it's like, you know, when you're watching YouTube, it has all the recommended stuff over on the side.
Yeah. And then they start clicking that and they go down this thread of not just destroying their nervous systems, but their body as well, their posture from sitting at a screen that long. I mean, they're developing bones and developing musculoskeletal system. And they start getting just fragile, weak. Their joints hurt. Their spine sucks. They get that forward head posture and their rounded shoulders. So there's a million issues with too much screen.
It's tough. It's not easy to be a parent today. I mean, I don't know if it ever has been, but it's definitely tough. Got to make the hard decisions though.
Yeah, there's just time and place for it. Like, I get it. You know, I was a single parent for a long time, and I'm not gonna lie and say that my kiddo was never on a screen, but I just did my best. Always tried to do my best and checking out what he was watching. Make sure there's a time limit on it. Be firm with that time limit too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're done. Go play. And so
well,
making sure they were bored sometimes. Like, just go be bored. Go play outside. Like, learn how to be bored. And then,
dude, that's the best prescription for kids. Yeah. Like that, if you could prescribe one thing to all kids across the United States today, I would say boredom is probably the best thing you can give them.
And just train them to let their imagination run wild and figure out how to entertain themselves.
Yeah, that's when they go pick the bike up out of the lawn and cruise around, bump into a neighbor. You never know.
Get them Legos. Let them build with Legos, man.
Yeah. Shoot a BB through a window. I mean, just get outside. Not my window, somebody else's window.
This is the #1 doctor recommended baby formula, still on the health of our kids.
I checked it. This is not the #1 doctor. Sorry, I posted this and I was like, I better make sure that it's not true. But it is the #1 hospital used baby formula.
What brand is it? Was it Enfamil? Or Similac?
That sounds familiar. I don't remember exactly.
It's got to be Enfamil or Similac.
It's not Similac. It was the other one.
Must be Enfamil. Literally the first 5 ingredients: corn syrup solids, soy protein isolate, just straight sugar, soy oil,
and a high oleic safflower oil. If I'm almost certain that is like omega-6 heavy.
Yeah, straight seed oil.
Yeah.
And then all these vitamins are very tough to absorb because they're all isolated. Like they're synthetic isolates. So they're not fake vitamins. They're just not in their necessarily natural form vitamins. Like vitamin A palmitate, that is a very difficult form of vitamin A to absorb. I bet. Do they put calcium in here? I don't see calcium. Cyanocobalamin, so difficult to absorb. B12. Ferrous sulfate is kind of a shit form of iron. I don't think they put calcium in here, but it's just trash, man. It's what we're giving to our kids.
Which is why RFK has talked about this. So they're focusing on developing and helping companies who make good baby formula succeed in the United States.
That's good.
Because I think the problem with most of this is that it's all shipped in from overseas. We don't have many manufacturing plants in the United States.
Yeah. This is made by Abbott Labs, and the company is based in Ohio, but I don't know where their manufacturing facility is. So,
yeah.
And then last thing from the high wire here, latest lab creation, supercharged fiber or GLP-1 hormone hack. It looks like there are some companies that are trying to make a new food additive powder. Oh, this is in the UK. So in the UK, there's a new food additive powder, and its developers claim it's nothing more than fiber, but it might not be so much. It's like a is it a synthetic fiber?
What?
But they're calling it
no bueno.
IPE. What's it called? Inulin propionate ester. So inulin's a form of fiber.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like a synthetic form of inulin. I've eaten foods with inulin in it. It's like a prebiotic fiber. You find it in some foods. It's fine, inulin on its own, just in small doses, but they're creating a synthetic derivative of inulin. And apparently it's designed to stimulate peptide production in the body that helps with weight loss. Inulin's a real fiber found in chicory and onions. And propionate is a short-chain fatty acid made by gut bacteria when they ferment fiber. So they combine them into a synthetic version. And
that's crazy.
In other words, IPE, this synthetic inulin, is a delivery system designed to force the gut to release more of its own GLP-1 and PYY satiating hormones.
So it's a medication disguised as a fiber.
Kinda.
I mean, if it forces the gut, that just.
I mean, all the foods we're eating all the time are stimulating our body to release peptides. So, but the issue here is that this is a synthetic fatty derivative of the fiber. Like, it's nothing to fiber in its natural form. So what would be the long-term effects of this propionate ester of inulin? And well, they better be freaking putting this on the product labels, but
And so I ran this through Grok. It says side effects: increased flatulence.
Yeah, inulin. So some protein bars, there's some protein bars on the market that promote themselves as being like sugar-free, and inulin's kind of a sweet. It's like a sweet fiber. So, what's that protein bar? I think Quest. Some of those other protein bars. You look at the ingredients list and the nutrition facts, and sure, it'll be sugar-free. They had some artificial sweeteners, but a lot of the taste comes from the fiber. I think it's inulin. Or it could be like an oligosaccharide or something, but they put fibers that taste sweet, and you look at the ingredients, and it's like 15 grams of fiber.
Yeah.
And it's because they put these these fibers in there to help the taste, but also like so much fiber. And then when you eat these protein bars, your poop comes out like clay. Don't ask me how I know. And they're garbage for you. Like, so these fiber, they're okay in small amounts, but in huge amounts, they're not that good for you.
Yeah, the ones that always got me were the when they used the sugar alcohol. I don't know if you saw
erythritol.
Those. Yeah, there was. I don't know if it was that. It was erythritol, and I think there was another one. But there was a phase where they were putting that in protein bars.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
There was one called like fructo oligosaccharides.
Dang,
might have been it. But yeah,
That's a
they're like
mouthful.
fruit sugars, and it's funny. But I ain't eating anything with inulin propionate ester. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, agreed.
Cool. That's it for today. Appreciate all y'all for being here. Next week, Nate, do you want to cover your AI?
Yes,
AI.
I
health
do.
assistant?
I'll throw something together so we can kind of send some screenshots so we can cover it, 'cause it is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'll just play around with AI and maybe have it. I'll just use my metrics. Here's my ancestry, height, weight, my goals, and we'll do a segment in next week's show, just seeing how we can use AI as a tool for health benefit. So
I like
that's what we'll
that.
do next week. Sounds fun.
Cool.
All right, bro. Thank
All
y'all
right.
for tuning in. Go check out FlowBlend and the new Conscious Strength website. The URL for that is .store, so consciousstrength.store. Go check those out in the description. Go check out today's show sponsors, and we'll see you guys here next week.
Get some of that curcumin. Keep it inside of your cupboard, so if the cycloplomosis or whatever it's called hits, you're prepared.
Cyclospora, psychedelic sporias.
Happy Friday, y'all.
See you guys later.
Thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. And a special thank you to all of our advertising partners. Please remember to shift your dollars to support those businesses that support Badlands Media.